every single release that's been coming out on Bad Time hits me in such a way where I'm floored every time I hear it.
Nice. Yeah.
Which is a really cool feeling. Because, you know, I came into, you know, putting out records on Asian Man when the label was moving away from doing ska. It was moving towards doing bands like Alkaline Trio and Lawrence Arms, which are great bands, but they're not ska bands.
Right.
And so it makes me feel good that knowing that Mike's vision for that label is for it to be a ska punk label and for it to just curate that sort of sound.
Yeah.
And that makes me very, very happy and very excited, and will definitely drive the next Omnigone album to be, you know, a step above what we already did.
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, that's what I was gonna say. You know, I'm hoping I see another Omnigone, you know, project come next. I mean, I know you guys just put out the single, and then as well as the music video as well from the. I know it's a song off the No Faith album, right?
Wait, what's this? Oh, the video, yeah. Well, that was when I wrote that song. What you see in that video is what plays in my head when we play that song. So I wanted a visual representation of it, more for me than for anybody else. Like I wanted to take that idea from inside my head and put it out into the world so I could stop thinking about it. Like now that video exists, maybe it'll free up some mental space for me.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, I'm stoked for the next album or EP or whatever it is that Omnigone decides to do. You know, I know.
Yeah, I mean, if I could say,
I know it's gonna be good shit. Trust me.
Thank you. If I could say, the only drawback to Bad Time is that it's one person and it's one label.
Yeah.
And Mike can only put out so much stuff at a time. Like he gives every release its own window and its time to breathe, and so that he can give it its full attention, and so that it can shine on its own.
Yeah.
And so I know that he has at least the next 6 to 8 months laid out, like as far as what's releasing. And I know that he's had to turn down some really great records just because there's only so much that he can do. So if I could say anything to anybody listening to this, if you're thinking about starting a label, if you're thinking about needing an avenue for bands that you're passionate about, do it. Like create that thing, be that change that you want to see, because as hard as Mike Sosinski can work and as great of a human being as he is, he's one person and it's one label. And so definitely don't be afraid to do your own thing and to forge your own path, because for Mike, it was just, he wanted to put out a Kill Lincoln record. He wanted to not just put it out, you know, on, you know, independently. He wanted it to be part of a thing. And so it's created this family.
Yeah.
And I feel more than blessed that I fell backwards into this, that I ran into Mike at the gym and he was wearing an Asian Man Records shirt. And I took the initiative to go over and say something to him.
Yeah. I feel that, man. I mean, hey, you know, it's I was talking to Aaron about this, you know, Bad Time Records is definitely spearheading, you know, I would say, you know, I would go as far as to say as, you know, giving ska punk like the revival that it deserves, you know what I'm saying? But more importantly, it's definitely giving it like a platform, as like what you're saying, kind of like giving it like a good example of maybe other people that want to start their own labels or own imprints or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be, it kind of, it's like you can look and take notes and, you know, you're getting good notes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like the other labels that I'm excited about, like No Time, Corrupt Vision's label, Community Records, Bad Operations label, Choke Artist Records, which is Best the Worst label. Like all those labels, I'm stoked on also, but I feel like if I had to pick a thing that is a weakness of any of those labels, it's that they lack the focus that Bad Time does. Like Bad Time has a very specific vision for what it wants to be, and I'm not going to fault anybody. Like I know that, like, you know, the Corrupt Vision guys want to put out like weird, screamy, like hardcore stuff, and I know that you know, Community has a whole community of artists that's not ska that they want to work with, and a lot of the Choke artists are outside of ska. There are a lot of like math rock type stuff, and that's fine. But there is a strength in picking one avenue and driving through that, because you know every single release on Bad Time is going to tie back to the ones that it's connected to, and it creates a cohesive vision where you're never going to pick up a record and it's just going to be singer-songwriter. You're never going to pick up like something and it's going to be like ambient electronic music. Like, you know, every time that you're going to get a ska punk album.
Yeah. It's like
and in a different flavor. The music industry has changed so much. Streaming has completely changed things. The way people consume music has completely changed. The number of albums that a label will print and ship and sell at this point has completely changed. Yeah. Distribution houses have completely folded. Like when Mortem Records closed, the label that Asian Man used to get distributed through, they just piled everything in dumpsters. Yeah. And Mike had to get a van and drive out to and actually go dumpster diving to get a bunch of his records back, because they owed tens of thousands of dollars to these labels, and they just folded, and so they just threw all the stuff into dumpsters. Yeah, and so the model has completely changed. So you might not be selling the volume of records that you would have sold at one point, but every record that you sell is going to somebody who will be passionate about it at this point.
That's true. Yeah, you know, if people spend that extra, you know, $30 or $40 or however much the vinyl is, you know they're gonna spin it once they get it. You know, they're not.
Absolutely. And I know that for myself, like it's completely changed the way that my relationship to music. Where, you know, you can see right here, I've got my records. Yeah, I have a ton of records, but the ones that I have, I treasure, and I buy them for specific reasons. I don't just buy things willy nilly, because anything you want to get, you can just pull it up on your phone now. You don't have to actually own a physical copy of it. So to own a physical copy is a real commitment.
Yeah, it's like definitely, you know, even just like if you have a local record shop, you know, it takes a couple minutes to dig through those records and find, you know, any ska punk records, you know, if any, you know. Yeah. But hey, man, thank you, Adam. Seriously, I appreciate this.
Ton of fun. I've been actually wondering when you started having me do art, when you were going to have me on this show.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, it was just like, I definitely wanted to make sure that I had like the space to where like I can get a good conversation, to where it wasn't like, you know, I don't know, where it was like a week where maybe I didn't have time and I just like hopped on Zoom real quick. Cause like, I don't know if you hear the papers, but I actually have like notes, you know what I'm saying? I actually have like, you know, 2 pages of notes where I had to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. You know, I just want to give you like some BS conversation, like, all right, man, give me your favorite, you know, like this and that, you know, like I didn't want to like give you like a, you know, like a week interview, I guess, you know.
No, I appreciate it. I think it's really good. I appreciate that you're doing episodes in English and Spanish too. I really like that. I wish my Spanish was better. I really want to listen to the Overlines episode. Oh yeah. 7-inch. But you know, I need to do a couple more years of Duolingo, I think, before I can listen to a whole conversation.
Yeah, man. I think the only thing I'm missing now is just really like a better setup. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I have this right here. Like it's like a little like snowball microphone. It's like a little USB. Mm-hmm. And like, it's cool, but honestly, it has like this hum where I'm just better off just speaking to the computer. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's like the one thing.
I bought a pretty nice microphone too. And sometimes it works okay, but more often than not, it has a pretty weak signal for some reason. Yeah. So just talking straight into the computer ends up working for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you, man. Have a good one.
I'll talk to you later.
Want to give a big thank you to Adam Davis, you know what I'm saying, for all the time that he gave us today. Make sure you search for Omnigone on your favorite streaming app, you know what I'm saying. The full-length No Faith album is out now, courtesy of Bad Time Records, as well as the latest single, Swallow Poison. Keep on the lookout for new Omnigone music coming at you very shortly, you know what I'm saying. This is a SKA CAST. Thank you for listening. Peace.